These are some underrated books that not enough people are talking about. First up, we have The Girl with the Louding Voice by Abi Dar. This might just be the best book I have ever read in my life. We are following a young girl named Aduni who grew up in a very poor village in Nigeria, and her father ends up selling her off to an older man to be married at the young age of only 14. And the journey that she goes on from there is absolutely gut-wrenching. One of the very cool things about this book is that Aduni is learning how to speak English throughout the course of the story. And at the beginning, the book is told in very broken English. But as the book moves forward and progresses and Aduni grows as a person, she's also getting better at speaking English, so the book reflects that. I think this book deserves way more love and attention, so if you have not read it yet, I highly, highly recommend. Next up, we have a 2024 release, which is The Lion Women of Tehran by Marjan Kamali. I read this last year. I remember it getting some buzz, especially within the historical fiction genre. It was in the Goodreads Choice Awards, but I just don't see enough people talking about this. This follows two young girls growing up in Tehran in very different neighborhoods, but they form an unlikely friendship, and we follow that friendship all the way into their adulthood, while simultaneously we're watching a new regime in Iran slowly take away the rights of women. And this book is a historical fiction. It is based on real events that have happened, and it was very enlightening to read about and also eerily similar to some of the things that are going on in our current present day. I loved this book. Next up, we have This Woven Kingdom by Tahera Mafi. Everybody knows and loves the Shatter Me series, but I do not see enough people talking about this series. This is Tahera Mafi's best work. Have I read Shatter Me? No. But do I know that this is better than Shatter Me? Yes. The writing in this is some of the most beautiful and poetic writing I have ever read. Every sentence feels like a piece of art. And on top of that, it has the most beautiful slow burn romance with Anthony Bridgerton levels of yearning. And if that's not enough to convince you to read this, I don't know what will be. If you already love Shatter Me, you'll love this. And if you haven't read Shatter Me and you don't know if you would like it, try this instead because this is incredible. And lastly, we have A River Enchanted by Rebecca Ross. This is a similar situation where the author already has a very well-loved series, in this case being Divine Rivals, which I have read and I did really enjoy, but I liked this one more. This is such a fun fantasy book where the fantasy is not too heavy. This takes place on a magical island where young girls have suddenly started disappearing, and our two main characters must band together to try and figure out what is happening and bring the children home. The setting of this was just so mystical and fun. There are elemental spirits and a unique magic system that involves music. I would really recommend the audiobook for this because the accents just make it 10 times better. This is the book that convinced me that Rebecca Ross is one of my favorite authors, and I will pick up anything she writes after this. Now go read all of these books and then come back and tell me what you thought.